If you love insanely cool gadgets before everyone else, subscribe now. This channel is basically Amazon's hidden treasure chest. So, I went on Amazon at 2 a.m. and bought 4 gadgets that look equal parts genius and suspicious. Let's see if these are amazing or a complete waste of money. First up, this microscopic sound grenade. I'm not exaggerating when I say this speaker is smaller than my willpower around snacks. It's tiny, like accidentally vacuum it up tiny. Inside the box you get the speaker, a charging cable, and instructions nobody will read because pressing buttons randomly is a universal human tradition. Despite its size, this thing packs real features. Bluetooth connectivity, built-in microphone for calls, and TWS pairing, which basically means you can connect 2 of these together for stereo sound, because apparently chaos in surround sound is better than mono chaos. Powering it on produces that classic Bluetooth voice that sounds like a robot politely announcing it has gained consciousness. Now for sound quality. You expect something this small to whisper. Instead, it shouts, loud enough to annoy your neighbors, your pets, and possibly wildlife in a 5-mile radius. The bass exists, which already feels illegal for something smaller than a cookie. Battery life is decent for the size, usually several hours of playback. Perfect for picnics, showers, desk setups, travel, or pretending you're productive while blasting music at work. But of course, physics still exists. It won't replace a full-size speaker. At max volume, the sound can get a little spicy. Not broken, just enthusiastic. This thing usually sits in the why not category. Cheap enough to be a gift, backup speaker, or impulse buy. Tiny body, big attitude. Like a chihuahua with a sound system. Now we move from adorable chaos to cyberpunk engineering. Charge Disk S SSD Enclosure. This enclosure looks less like storage and more like it should power a drone swarm. Transparent shell, aggressive design, and actual active cooling. Yes, a fan, because apparently your files deserve air conditioning. Installing an SSD inside is surprisingly easy. Slide it in, secure it, close it, done. Even people whose technical skill peaks at restarting Wi-Fi can handle this. This supports USB-C 3.2 Gen 2 speeds, up to 10 gigabits per second, meaning ridiculously fast transfers. Moving giant video files suddenly feels less like watching paint dry and more like teleporting data through space. The active cooling system is the real star. NVMe drives get hot enough to fry optimism, but this enclosure keeps temperatures under control, maintaining speed instead of thermal throttling into sadness. Compatibility is excellent. Works with laptops, desktops, gaming consoles, tablets, basically anything with USB-C. Downsides? The fan can be audible in silent rooms. Not loud, just noticeable, like a tiny drone contemplating life. Also, it's designed for smaller SSD sizes like 2230, so check compatibility before buying. Price is higher than basic enclosures, but you're paying for speed, cooling, and design that screams, I definitely know what PCIe means. But overall, it is fast, futuristic, and unnecessarily cool. Literally. Now things get suspicious. This camera is only 0.9 inches. That's not a typo. It's basically the James Bond of electronics. Tiny, discreet, and probably judging you. Inside the box is the camera, charging cable, mounting accessories, and the creeping realization that technology has gone too far. Setup involves connecting it to Wi-Fi through an app. Once connected, you can view live footage from your phone anywhere. Yes, anywhere. Even from bed at 3 a.m. when you suddenly remember you left the oven on. It includes motion detection, night vision, and recording features. Night vision is surprisingly clear, turning pitch darkness into grainy but usable footage. Applications are endless: home security, monitoring pets, checking on deliveries, baby monitoring, or making sure your fridge isn't sneaking snacks without you. Video quality is decent for the size, not cinematic, but perfectly usable for surveillance purposes. Limitations include battery life if not plugged in, reliance on Wi-Fi, and the fact that you should absolutely use this responsibly because being creepy is not a feature. Price again falls into that dangerous, cheap enough to justify zone. Finally, the gadget that says, "You sit too much." This massage gun is small, portable, and looks like a sci-fi power tool designed to negotiate with muscle knots aggressively. In the box, you get the device, multiple attachment heads, a charging cable, and hope for pain relief. Turning it on produces a gentle vibration. Then you increase the speed and suddenly it feels like a tiny jackhammer powered by determination. Despite its size, it delivers serious percussion therapy. Great for post-workout soreness, back tension, shoulder pain, or undoing the damage caused by existing in modern society. Noise levels are surprisingly low. Not silent, but quiet enough to use while watching TV without sounding like construction work. Battery life is solid, lasting multiple sessions on a charge. Limitations? It won't replace professional therapy, and extremely deep muscle issues may need a larger device. Also, using it on bony areas feels like negotiating with a woodpecker. Price is typically very affordable compared to big brand massage guns. Overall, it is small, powerful, and mildly addictive. So, what did we learn today? Tiny speakers can scream, storage can look like sci-fi hardware, cameras can be suspiciously small, and massage guns can double as stress relief devices for both muscles and life choices. If I had to rank usefulness, the SSD enclosure wins for productivity, the speaker wins for fun, the camera wins for security, and the massage gun wins for not feeling like a human pretzel. None of these gadgets are perfect, but all of them punch far above their price range, which is exactly why Amazon impulse purchases exist. If you enjoyed watching me test gadgets so you don't have to risk your wallet, hit like, subscribe, and tell me which one you'd actually use, or which one I should test next before my bank account files a complaint.